Well, friends, so once again, we will proceed to find the scattering amplitude, and we will also find out the differential cross section in this lecture. You see, in lecture number 5, we have derived some relation and we have introduced the concept of phase shift. And you see, we derived this expression which is mentioned here. You see this expression we have derived in lecture number 5. So you see, let me revise very fast. We have studied the partial wave analysis. We found the solution of a radial wave equation in the region of potential. We obtained the solution, most general asymptotic solution, that is equation number 5. And using this most general asymptotic solution, we have obtained this relation. You see, this is the relation which we have obtained last lecture. Now, you see this relation, we want to modify this relation we obtained by comparing the two general form of the wave function, the most general form, the asymptotic forms that we have used. This is the asymptotic form in terms of the phase shift, and this is the asymptotic form in terms of scattering amplitude. So we have the asymptotic form in terms of scattering amplitude, and we have asymptotic form in terms of phase shift. We have compared these two equations, that means equation number 5 and equation number 6, and you see this is the expression we have derived. So now you see this expression, we will proceed further. Today our intention is that we want to find out f theta, that is the scattering amplitude, because we are interested to find out the probability of scattering in a desired direction, right? Because scattering is characterized by the two parameter, angle theta and angle phi, and which we have discussed. Now you see this expression which I write down here, and now you see what I am taking. You see that the left hand side of this equation and the right hand side of this equation, what we will do, we are taking the term, the coefficient of e to the power of ikr. So we are taking the coefficient of e to the power of ikr term on the left hand side, and we are also taking the coefficient of e to the power of ikr term on the right hand side. You see, so first of all, look at this term of the left hand side of this equation and find out the term of e to the power of ikr term. So you see, this is the term which is giving you the coefficient of e to the power of ikr. I'm talking about the left hand side. You see, this is the left hand side term. So this is e to the power of ikr term. This is e to the power of ikr. So I can combine these two terms. You see, so I am combining the term number 1. This is the term number 2. This is the term number 3. So I'm taking term number 1 and term number 3 together. So you can see that this factor, you see, sum. This is also sum over L, and you see that's why. And this is basically, you please understand, this is f theta over r e to the power of I. So I'm combining these terms. So you see, this is I to the power of L 2L plus 1 over f2ikr, right? And you see, this is e to the power of minus I L pi by 2 Bl cos theta. Oh, and this is 2ikr, so this is 2ikr plus, you see, I write down the term, you see this term, because this is also sum over of this. Please try to understand this term, which are coming from, you see here, right? So this term I am writing here, you see this f theta over r e to the power of ikr, because it is also a term of e to, so I am taking this term here. f theta over r, right? Correct? See, this f theta over I to the ikr term, it is basically, I'm comparing here these two expression. Uh, we are comparing this expression with this expression, equation number 5 and 6. Equation 6 is consisting this term. So here I wrote it here. So you please understand that this curly bracket, there is a printing mistake. So you can put this curly bracket here, right? Um, and you write f theta over r e to the power of ikr. That you please verify this term. This curly bracket you can keep it here, and this is f theta over r e to the power of ikr, right? So this is the term which is the coefficient of e to the power of ikr, and now you can see we write down the coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr term. So this is coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr term is this. So you have a sum over, you see the sum over L. So this is a sum over L, I to the power of L, 2I, 2L plus 1 upon KR, right? E to the power of IL pi by 2, e to the power of IL by EPL cos theta, and e to the power of minus IKR. So uh, I have a coefficient of e to the power of IKR term. This is the coefficient of e to the power of minus IKR term. If you want to modify this, you can put, because this is a sum over L term, no? This is the sum over, so here there should be one curly bracket. Please take care so that you can understand, right? And now uh, the right hand side also. So the right hand side also take the e to the power of ikr term first. So you see e to the power of ikr term I am taking. So this is e to the power of, if you take e to the power of ikr term, the coefficient of e to the power of ikr term is this. So it is a sum over. So you see this is a sum over, the sum over al over kr 1 upon 2I, and you see that this term e to the power of minus il pi by 2 delta l. So this is e to the power il delta l and el cos theta, and you have e to the power of ikr. So this is e to the power of ikr. I hope you understand this. And you have a e to the power of minus ikr term. This is the e to the power of minus ikr term is here, the coefficient. This is the coefficient, you see. So this coefficient is al over kr 1 upon 2I, and this factor e to the power of minus I L pi by 2 delta plus delta L, this factor, right? And PL cos theta, and you have e to the power of minus I. So in all, basically what we have developed in this case, this equation, the left hand side, I took the term which is consisting e to the power of ikr term, and I took the term which is consisting e to the power of minus ikr. So I have separated the e to the power of ikr term, and I have separated e to the power of minus ikr term. Similarly, in that right hand side also, I have separated the e to the power of ikr term and e to the power of minus ikr term, because I want to compare the coefficient of e to the power of ikr to the both the side of this equation. So when you compare the coefficient of e to the power of ikr to both the sides of equation, this is the equation which I wrote it here. And you write the coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr both the sides. See? So let us compare. So I first of all equating, what I'm doing, equating the coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr on both the sides. So you see the coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr, there is a minus sign. Please remember there is a minus sign here. And the other side, you see e to the power, there is also minus sign. So this minus sign minus I will cancel ultimately. So the coefficient of e to the power of minus ikr on the left hand side, you see this is I to the power of l. So I to the power of l upon 2I, 2L plus 1 upon kr. e to the power of IL pi by 2, e to the power of IL pi by 2 PL cos theta, this is PL cos theta, is equal to minus minus are cancelling. So sum over AL over KR 1 upon 2I, right? And you see this is a minus sign. So e to the power of minus IL minus to minus plus. So e to the power of IL pi by 2, right? And there is a minus sign. So it is e to the power of minus IDL. I split this term into two parts. E to the power of IL pi by 2 because this minus and minus gives you plus. So it is e to the power of IL pi by 2 and e to the power of minus I delta L real cos theta. So this you can write. Basically, you are comparing the coefficient of e to the power of minus IKR of both the sides of this equation. So I compare this. Friend, the derivations are not given in your textbook. So I have mentioned here and I will upload this lecture note, all the lecture notes for your record. So I request you that when you refer this lecture note, you please download the lecture notes of all the classes, prepare your own notes, and then you will understand the term, you will understand each step very carefully. So now you see I am comparing the coefficient. So once I compare the coefficient, I wrote this equation. And now let us simplify. So we can simplify this equation. So you see this 1 upon 2I KR, 1 upon 2I KR is cancels each other. So we'll have 2L plus 1 I to the power of L e to the power of IL pi by 2 PL cos theta, we get it here. And that is equal to now AL because 2I KR is cancelling e to the power of IL pi by 2 exponential of minus I delta, and this is e to the power of minus, that is exponential PL cos theta. So this step we got it. This is simple. You can understand this simplification. Now I multiply this equation by both the side by PL dash cos theta. So I multiply, you see, so I multiply by PL dash cos theta here and PL dash cos theta here. And then you, after multiplying, you integrate with respect to cos theta both the sides. Basically, I want to use the orthogonality property of the Legendre polynomial. So if I want to use the property of the Legendre polynomial, orthogonal property of the Legendre polynomial, I did what? First I multiply by PL dash cos theta both the sides, and then I integrate both the sides with respect to cos theta, because argument is PL of x. So you integrate with respect to x, where x is cos theta. So integrating both the sides. So when you take the integration is taken with respect to the cos theta term, right? So the constant term which you can take it outside. So sum over I rearrange this term, sum over L equal to 0 to infinite 12 plus 1 I raised to L e raised to IL pi by 2. I'm taking outside, and that is inside the integration. What is the argument? PL dash cos theta, PL cos theta, T cos theta, and cos theta is ranging from -1 to +1. So I'm rating -1 to +1. The minimum value is -1, the maximum value is +1. So you have to integrate between -1 to other side, which is the constant term. So AL exponential of IL pi by 2 exponential of minus I delta, and this is not depending upon theta. So you this take some outside, and the integration in the integrand is PL less cos theta, PL cos theta, D cos theta. So this term is there. Now you see, using the property, this is the property of orthogonality, integration of this PL cos theta, PL dash cos theta, D cos theta is always given by 2 upon 12 plus 1, and this is the Kronecker delta L dash, when L is equal to L dash, because your L is changing different. What is the possible values of L? L equal to 0, L equal to 1, L equal to 2, L equal to 3, L equal to 4, when L equal to L dash is integer. So when L is equal to L dash, you see, then this will be 1, otherwise it is 0. This is the Kronecker delta function. So when L is equal to L dash, the term will be equal to 1, otherwise the delta function, Kronecker delta function is 0. So only one term, only one, because these are the possible values of L. So only one term will survive. The other all terms will disappear. It will vanish because L is not equal to L dash. L is not equal to L dash. So the only term that survives is L equal to L dash term, right? So you can see that this equation. So now we can see this is 12 plus 1 I to the power of L exponential of I, and this is given by 2 upon, because L equal to L dash, it is 1. So it is 2 over 12 plus 1. So we have got this, right? So this is we have calculated. Similarly here AL is AL exponential of I L pi by 2. So I L pi by 2 exponential of minus I delta L, and this integration gives you 2 upon 2 to the 12, because this is sum over L equal to 0. So L equal to 0, this term disappear. L equal to 1, this term disappear. L equal to 3, this term disappear. L equal to 4, this term disappear, because the integration is 0. So this term is non-zero only for L is equal to L dash. Similarly here also, you see, when L is equal to 0, this term disappear. L equal to 1, this term disappear. L equal to 2, this term disappear. But when L is equal to L dash, this term is not vanishing. But when L equal to L dash plus 1, again this term disappears. So this is the property of the orthogonality property of the Legendre function which we have used. And so I can write both the side, and ultimately I can find it. You see that 2 upon 12 plus 1 cancel both the sides, and exponential of IL pi by 2 is cancelling both the sides, and I get AL, amplitude of the wave. I calculated AL. So AL is amplitude is I to the power of L 12 plus 1 exponential of I delta L, where delta L is the phase shift. Okay, so this phase shift we can find here delta L. So this is the AL, that is AL is the amplitude, which you can see the equation which we wrote here, the most general solution here, the general solution, acceptable solution, this AL, this is the amplitude. So this amplitude we have calculated. So we have calculated the value of AL, right? The most general form of the asymptotic terms in terms of phase shift when a particle experiences a potential, that equation is known to you. So that part we wrote it here, and you see this equation, and ultimately we got the value of AL. Now once you know the value of AL, now we will compare the coefficient of e to the power plus IKR. You see, previously we compared the coefficient of e to the power of minus IKR. And now we will compare the coefficient of e to the power of plus IKR. So there is a term of e to the power of IKR side on the left hand side, and there is also on the right hand side. So now you see I am writing here this equation. So now comparing the coefficient of e to the power of I on both the side of the equation, the same equation, you see the same equation I am writing, because so you can understand the same equation which we have derived. So I am rewriting the same equation to understand that to understand, because I'm comparing the coefficient of e to the power of IKR. So you see, this is the comparison of the coefficient. I'm taking the coefficient of e to the power of IKR. I'm comparing. So you please remember, dear friend, you see here there is only one thing you take care, that is the square bracket term. This term appears here. This square, I'm sorry, this curly bracket appears here. Please take care. Please note down that this curly bracket should appear here, and plus f theta e to the power of IKR, that you please note down. So now you see when you solve this expression, and when you compare the coefficient of, you see the comparing the coefficient of f you see e to the power of IKR. So e to the power of IKR, you see the left hand side. So it is, you see, a 2l plus 1 I to the power of L e to the power of minus IL pi by 2 upon 2 II kr PL cos theta, right? Plus f theta over r. You see, this is f theta over r. This is not in this summation. Please remember, f theta over r is not in this summation. It is a separate term. So it is f theta over r. Please note down this, right? So because this curly bracket should come here, and then f theta over r, and then you have e to the power of I car is multiplied by with this term, and e to the power of I car multiplied by this. So please note down this. So this you make the correction here, that the curly bracket, the curly bracket position, it should be here, and e to the power of I car is multiplied by with this term, and e to the power of I car multiplied by with this term. So please note down. So here, once you know this, I can write down e to the power, the coefficient of e to the power of I car on the left hand side, and the coefficient of the power of e to the power of IKR on the right hand side. You see, this is AL, so AL, this is 1 upon KR, and 1 upon 2I gives you 1 upon 2I KR. And you see, this is e to the power of I delta L, e to the pi delta L, and the other term gives, I split the term. And this is e to the power of minus IL pi by 2, so it is minus IL pi by 2 PL cos theta. See, this is PL cos theta. Now you know this AL, the amplitude of the wave, which we know AL. So I substitute AL. AL we have calculated. You see, this is the value of AL. I to the power of L, 12 plus 1 exponential of I delta L. This is, I have calculated this AL, you know. So substitute the value of AL here. So I substitute the value of air here. You see, this is the value. I keep this here. You see the value of. So now let us please try to understand the value I'm keeping here. You see, AL, the value of L is I to the power of L, 12 plus 1. This is e to the power of I delta L, and this is e to the power of I delta L, gives you e to the power of 2I delta L. That's why I write down this. And e to the power of minus I alpha by 2 is here also, and this is PL cos theta. So I hope you understand this term. You people have to derive this equation. You have to download the note of this class, and you please study each step very carefully. You derive it, so you will understand the physics of each term very carefully here. So in fact, I have already explained the physical interpretation of each term. So once you refer my note, you will understand the concept of the scattering amplitude as well as the phase shift and the differential scattering cross section. So these are the 3 points which we want to study in a partial wave analysis. We want to find out this scattering amplitude also. We want to find out differential scattering cross section. We want to find out total scattering cross section, and we can also find phase shift for certain partial waves like delta L when L equal to 0. We can find delta 0, we can find delta 1, something like this. So you see, this expression is simple now. You see, I hope you understand. I put the value of L, I to the power of L, 12 plus 1, e to the power of I delta N, e to the power of I delta N, e to the I delta gives you e to the power of 2I delta, which I wrote it here, so you can understand this. So now, once you know this step, you see I can rewrite this expression because I want to find f of theta. See, 1 upon r, 1 upon r, 1 upon r is common in all terms, so we can get rid of this. And I can find f of theta. So f of theta, I can write, I can simplify. So this term will be minus 12 plus 1 I to the power of L exponential of minus I L by 2 I k, and this term is remaining as it is. So this you can understand, right? Now you see this term we can simplify. You see, once you understand this step, you see what the factor, there are certain common factor. 1 upon 2 I k I can take common, 1 upon 2 I k common. and there is a minus sign, there is a plus sign. You can see there is a factor you can common. You can take it 2l plus 1, you can take 2l plus 1 I to the power of l, and this is an exponential of I minus l pi by 2. There is a common in each term, you see. So I can take this term common here, because I can combine these two terms together. I'm combining these two terms together. I'm taking 1 upon 2 ik common, so 1 upon 2 ik common, and the term which is the common term 2l plus 1 I to the power of l exponential of minus il pi by 2 and pl cos theta I'm taking outside. If you take common, and so this will be simply e to the power of 2 I delta l minus 1 into pl cos theta. So this you can write. This is simple. And you please remember there is a multiplier term 1 upon 2 I. And now you can see a geometric, arithmetic arrangement here. I to the power of L can be, this I to the power of L can be written as exponential of I L pi by 2. I to the power of L can be written as e to the power of IL pi by 2, because you see this is the Euler's expansion. E to the power of I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. Put L equal to 0, so I to the power of 0 is 1. And you say L equal to 0, e to the power of 0 is 1. So e to the power of I theta cos theta plus I sin theta, right? And you see this is the point. So e to the power of IL pi by 2. So e to the power of IL pi by 2, if you put L equal to 0, that is cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Sin 0 is 0, 0. So it will be 1. So again you see put L equal to 0, both the terms are equal. For L equal to 1, L equal to 2, L equal to 3, L equal to 4, you can verify that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And you see I make a small arrangement here, that is exponential of 2I delta L minus 1, right, can be written as exponential of I delta L into bracket exponential of I delta L minus exponential of minus I delta L. You can see this product. So e to the power of I delta L into e to the power of I delta L is e to the power of 2I delta L, and e to the power of I delta L into e to the power of minus I delta e to the power of 0, it was 0, and that is a minus 1. So you can substitute exponential of 2I delta L minus 1 is simply, you can substitute is equal to exponential of I delta L into exponential of I delta L minus exponential of minus I delta L. This is a simple trick which we have applied here. See, because e to the power of I del and e to the power of I delta L, that is e to the power of 2 I delta L, and e to the power of I delta L and e to the power of minus I delta e to the power of 0 is 1. So it will be minus 1. So you can write down this term here. Okay. So once you know this term, so you can simply write down, you see e to the power of I delta L minus e to the power of minus I delta L, e to the power of I delta L and e to the power of minus. This is basically a sin delta L. So I can write down this factor. You see, e to the power of I delta L minus e to the power of minus I delta L is 2I sin delta L. You see, this relation is known to you. So e to the power of I delta L minus e to the power of minus I delta L will be equal to 2I sin delta L. So I write down 2i's, this is the thing word 2I sin delta L, correct? You see here. So this is okay. So now let us substitute in this expression, right? So this is the expression which we have at theta. This is the scattering amplitude which you know. Scattering amplitude f theta you know. So this f theta is known to you. So I'm writing f theta. So f theta is equal to, you see, 1 upon 2 ik. So 1 upon 2 ik, 2l plus 1. So 2l plus 1, right? I to the power of L. I to the power of L can be written as exponential of IL pi by 2, right? So I to the power of L is simply replaced by e to the power of IL pi by 2. So e to the power of IL pi by 2, and again the same factor e to the power of minus IL pi by 2. So e to the power of minus IL pi by 2. And now you see this factor exponential of 2I delta minus 1 is replaced by, you see, is replaced by 2I sine delta L exponential I delta L. So I can write it here 2I e to the power of I delta L into 2I sine delta and PL cos theta. Right? This is the thing you have right. So you can see this is f theta. F theta is now, you see this I can calculate this 2I and 2I cancel. So it was 1 upon k 12 plus 1 exponential, this becomes e to the power of plus x, e to the power of minus x, e to the power of 0 is 1. So it is 12 plus 1 exponential of I delta L PL cos theta sine delta L. So this is basically the relation for the scattering amplitude, which is calculated in terms of phase shift. So we can calculate scattering amplitude for S wave. We can calculate scattering amplitude for P wave like that. Please remember. So we have the expression of f theta we have calculated. So today we have calculated the relation of f theta. And now once you know f theta, let us calculate the expression for the relations which we will study uh, for this, and let us find out the most general solutions which we calculate. So now this is f theta. So this is the expression of f theta which we have calculated, right? This is the scattering amplitude. This equation represents the basic results of the partial wave analysis, which gives f theta as a sum of contribution from all partial waves. Once again, you please remember this equation represents the basic results of the partial wave analysis, which gives scattering amplitude as a sum of, because it is a sum of contribution from all partial waves. So you calculate, because f theta is basically, sum over L equal to 0. See that this can be calculated. And now you see, once you understand this expression, the most general asymptotic solution which we have it. This is the equation number 5, which you know. So this equation is known to you. Psi of r theta, this equation is known. This we have calculated the solution of a radial wave equation in presence of the potential, which is known to you. So now I'm keeping the value of AL here. You see AL, I'm keeping the value of AL, which is known to you. So I'm substituting. So psi of r theta is I to the power of L, and it is basically 2L plus 1 e to the power of I delta L over KR, because AL, you see AL, we have already calculated. So let us see, this is the value of AL which we have calculated. I to the power of L 12 plus 1 e to the power of I delta L. This value we are substituting here. So when you substitute this value, so you will see this expression here. So this expression, I write now. See, this is the expression of AL. I write down. This is divided by KR, sine of KR minus L pi by 2 delta L PL cos theta. So this is your expression which you know, right? Again now this is the sine function. So I can use this relation sine of theta is e to the power of I theta minus e to the power of minus I theta divided by 2I. So let us use this equation. Let us use this equation. So when you use this equation, I use this function of sine theta. So I write down I to the power of L, 2L plus 1 e to the power of pi delta kr, and you see I use this definition. So e to the power of I theta minus e to the power of minus I theta, where theta is kr minus L pi by 2 plus delta L, and you see this factor. And now you can see this. I can simplify this factor, You see here. Okay, so let us write down this the factor which we can write down. This is 2I k r I to the power of e to the power of, and you see this factor e to the power of I delta is a multiplier factor here, right? And the 2I kept here. This is kr. Now this is e to the power of I delta, and I multiplied here. And you see with this first term as well as with the second term here. Okay, so you see when I multiply, this is there is already e to the power of I delta here, and again you have e to the power of I delta here. So that gives you e to the power of I kr minus l pi by 2, and I delta plus I delta is 2 I delta, and I you take I common. So you can see kr minus l pi by 2, 2 delta. So this is the first term you write, minus exponential of, you see this is I delta L, and there is a e to the power of minus I delta L term. So the contribution is e to the power of I delta L into e to the power of minus I delta, that is e to the power of x into e to the power of minus x, that e to the power of there is 1. So that term will give you the contribution 1. So you see this term is not mentioned, I have not mentioned because it is 1. So when I take e to the power of I delta inside, so I take the most general solution psi of r theta, which I calculated in terms of the phase shift. You see, this is the equation. So what this indicates, please remember this. This is a very important concept which we want to understand here. That the plane wave can be expressed as a linear combination of a spherical wave, which you know that. This is the result which we have obtained, a result number 9 which we have obtained. And now we have the expression of the Boyer's expansion, which we have e to the power of ikz. You see I to the power of L, this relation which we have already obtained, e to the power of ik. The plane wave can be expressed as a linear combination of the spherical wave. This expression we have already derived, e to the power of ikz. You please remember, we have derived this expression, and this is the relation psi of r theta which we have developed today, the most general asymptotic solution psi of r theta which we have developed in terms of the phase shift which we have developed here. And the plane wave basically is a linear combination of the spherical wave. And you see this term I write there is an underline. This is basically this wave is basically there's an incoming wave. This is basically e to the power of minus I carry represent the incoming wave, and this is representing the outgoing wave. You see this is now again, you see this is the incoming wave, this is the outgoing wave here also. E to the power of ikr is representing the outgoing wave, e to the power minus I is incoming wave. So here you see this equation shows that each partial wave can be represented as here a sum of outgoing wave as well as incoming spherical wave. This is the relation which we have developed, and this we know that each partial wave e to the power of ikz, and when you solve the Boyer's expansion and when you simplify the Boyer's expansion, one can write e to the power of ikz in this form. And if you interpret this equation, indicates that this equation indicates that each partial wave L equal to 0, L equal to 1 can be represented as a sum of outgoing as well as incoming spherical waves. Now you compare this equation, our equation 9, with this equation. So from this equation, what this indicates, from this equation 9, it follows that the effect of scattering potential is to shift the phase of the outgoing waves relative to the incoming waves. So you see here, this is the expression for the basically for the plane wave. Look at, you compare with this equation number 9. Equation number 9, you see this equation number 9. Look at this expression number 9. There, look at the first term. The first term is I into bracket kr minus L pi by 2 plus 2 delta L. This is the outgoing wave, and this is e to the power of minus I kr minus L pi by 2 is an incoming wave, right? So this expression shows that the effect of scattering potential is to shift the phase of the outgoing wave relative to the incoming wave. You can see the phase factor here. You see the phase. It is minus I kr minus L pi by 2. And here you see the phase of the outgoing wave. Phase, I'm sorry, here. This is the phase of the incoming wave. You see e to the power of minus I kr minus L pi by 2. Look at this. And look at the phase of the outgoing wave. The outgoing wave is I kr minus I L pi by 2 plus 2I delta L. So this is the additional term, 2I delta L. So there is a change in phase of the outgoing wave. So that's why this reason, this expression says that the effect of scattering potential is to shifting the phase of the outgoing wave relative to the incoming. So this is the incoming wave. The incoming wave is this e to the power of minus IKR uh, and minus L pi by 2. This is the incoming wave. But once it encounters the potential, the phase is altered, and you see the phase of outgoing wave. The phase of outgoing wave is e to the power of I into bracket kr minus L pi by 2 plus 2 delta L. So this is 2 delta, the delta L is phase shift, and that's why you see it changes the phase of the outgoing wave. This is the effect of potential, and the change in phase is characterized by this phase shift factor delta L, 2 delta L, and we have defined delta L. You know that the radial part, that there is a change in radial part because it experiences a potential. There is a change, and this is characterized by the phase shift, which we have discussed. So next lecture, we will find out the scattering cross section and total scattering cross section, and we will take several examples to find out the scattering cross section and scattering amplitude. We have followed the partial wave analysis and developed the expression for the scattering amplitude. I hope you please download the notes of all lectures, refer all the notes, and please bring your questions. I'm sure I will arrange a Google Meet in the next week. I will give you the link, and please attend the Google Meet and please ask me the question. Bring your questions. I will definitely solve your doubts. Whatever the questions, whatever the queries are there, I will definitely solve it. So once again, I will stop here, and I hope you will derive all this equation very carefully, and you will refer the textbook. And next week we will have a Google Meet, and we will discuss your doubts. Thank you very much, and thanks for listening me. Thank you.